Welcome and thank you so much for joining me, Alyssa Arundell, for your March 2020 tarot card reading. This is for your sun sign, your moon, or even your ascendant. It just really depends on what feels right for you. So feel free to watch the other videos if you'd like as well. And before we get into this month's reading, I just want to let you know that you can download your free 3-card tarot spread down beneath this video. You can also reach out to me for a one-to-one consultation. I'd be more than happy to work with you. But without further ado, let's get into the cards and see what they hold for you this month. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your March 2021 tarot card reading. Thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio. So we're going to look at 3 cards for the month of March to see what energy is surrounding you, and then we're going to finish our reading with one of these lovely energy oracle cards that I really love working with. They're quite direct and to the point, but I feel that helps at times. So March, we're really heading into a new time of the year wherever we live in the world, and I think that this is a good time to sort of get stock of what we've been through the last year, particularly having gone through a global pandemic. So let's see what comes up for you, lovely Scorpio, for the month of March. I always have a soft spot for Scorpio. Right, so the first card that comes up for you is the 3 of Swords. It's reversed here. So I think it was Virgo that also pulled this card. So for me, this is saying that it kind of lessens the blow a bit of this card. This card can signify loss and feeling a grief in some way. I think with it being reversed, Scorpio, for you, I feel you have a bit of control over what you might lose. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face this month. It's going to be important that Scorpio, yes, you're water, but I think a lot of you can be like boiling water, like bubbling under the surface, and then that kind of stuff just comes out, and it's like a hot vapor. So you're by no means a pushover sign, and I think you're very, very clever sign because you can see other people's motives very quickly. There's a sort of real psychic antennae that I feel a lot of Scorpios have. So this idea that something might be lost, first of all, ask yourself, is it something that you can avoid losing? If the answer is yes, what might you have to compromise on in order to avoid losing this? So before you make any snappy decisions in the month of March, I would ask myself those questions. It also can be a card that grief from the past might be coming up into your situation. This card can typically talk about, feeling that loss over a past loved one. Can also indicate some kind of breakup or separation. So those thoughts and feelings might come up a bit for you this month. And I think maybe a bit of anger attached to that. But just know that I feel the anger is good. The anger is the next stage up from despair, isn't it? And so if you do get those feelings of anger, I think you're one more step closer to reclaiming your control over what it is that you lost. So embrace those feelings, even though they might be a little bit uncomfortable. I think that is really part of the healing process. The next card that comes up for you is the 7 of Cups. You've got a lot of choices going on. I think some of you are feeling quite overwhelmed in terms of what choice to make. Some decisions in your life might feel like they're a bit complicated, a bit not making sense. You're not quite sure what to do. If you do A, then B gets complicated. If you do C, then D gets really confused. And there's just a lot going on. This can lead to overwhelm. You might have some arguments with your loved ones because it's stress, basically. But on the good side, the 7 of Cups, although there are all these options, at least there are options, Scorpio. It's so much better than being in that 8 of Swords situation where you don't feel you've got any options at all. So even throughout that overwhelm that you might feel this month, embrace the fact that there are choices to be made. And the great thing is you're in control of them. So it's going to be stressful at times, but it's a good stress. And I think by the end of this month, things are going to be a lot calmer, a lot more settled. You're going to know where you are. So enjoy the roller coaster is what I'm saying, because it's like queuing up for a roller coaster, and the anxiety, the anticipation, hearing the screams of people going round and round. And then you get on, and the seat, you buckle into your seat, and then you're going up that thing, you're going higher and higher and higher, and it's making that click, click, click noise. And it's like, oh no, what am I doing? I want to get off. And then, within 30 seconds is over, and you want to queue up and go on it again. And so it's scary. Some of you are making big life-changing decisions this month, but this is the fun bit. So have fun with it. Basically, Scorpio, because these moments don't come along often. The next card that's coming up for you here is fantastic. Financially, this is a brilliant card. It's saying that, okay, you might not all be rolling in it and feeling very, very massively abundant, but there are things in your life that are very abundant. And it's also saying to you that this is a time of harvest. So if we think of the Seven of Pentacles as planting seeds in a garden, the Nine of Pentacles is when those seeds grow, and you can start to admire the flowers, or you can start to bring in that harvest and make something out of those crops. So yes, it's still hard work bringing in that harvest, but something's actually moving. And because Pentacles represent our material world, I feel for some of you this could be a physical house move, or a change in location. Perhaps for some of you it means that you're making life changes and that are very tight. So you move location, but maybe you don't have much money to venture out once you've moved after all your expenses. That can feel a little bit scary, but the main thing is you've made the change. For some of you, you'll be moving perhaps to a job that is so much more suited to your needs. Maybe financially it's not as great as you thought it would be, but in other ways it's fantastic. And for some of you, it is going to be good financial news. It is going to be news about things coming into your situation. So I think overall, this is a month of just knowing that this month is a process month, and yes, those feelings of overwhelm are likely to come in, but they won't last forever. So let's see what's going on for you with your energy card in an energetic level. This should be interesting, Scorpio. Okay, the thinking man. So I feel you're in a situation at the moment where it's like your heart and your head are having a few issues. Your heart wants something, your head can't figure out how to get it. Or your head is saying it's not quite sensible, but your heart is pulling you. The thinking man here, if we look at this guy, he's got this crystal in his hand and he's just pondering upon it. He's just really looking at that. And this really suggests to me, Scorpio, for some of you, I think someone could enter your life who is male or, carries more masculine energy, who could really be a great influence in your life in terms of educating you in some way or helping you choose direction, particularly in your spiritual, emotional kind of growth. You're really being asked to pay attention when this card comes up, because I think great personal and professional growth can really come from making the right choices this month. For some of you who are, interested in meeting somebody, this could be a good card to come up for you. They're likely to be a person who maybe it starts off as a friendship. I think they'll be a very intelligent person. They may not wear their heart on their sleeve, so you're not always able to read them emotionally, perhaps. But I think, logically, they're very matched to your own intellect. But this is really about learning what you can, studying, your life really changing in a big way through the thoughts and decisions that you make. So take your time and let your heart and your head just have a little bit of a chat and a bit of a time to catch up. And I think things by the end of the month will feel much more aligned. It's just you're in the middle of, this bit of a rocky bit, but I think overall the outcome of the month looks pretty great. So you've got the options. You've got some good news coming in your material world. Just think things through before you leap, and that will give you an extra sense of confidence going forward. Well, there you have your March 2020 tarot card reading. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing this space with me. Again, if you would like to have your digital tarot card reading, you can find that in the description box beneath this video, as well as your free 3-card tarot. But until we speak again next month, take care and stay safe. Alyssa.